Okay, we're back. This is part two of the Sunshine Lynn. Let me show you her again. Very special cheap toy here. We're going to put together this chain. Now I got them over here in another box. I'm going to show you this case that I had made a while back. And we need to talk about all the different color cheap toys. I get asked this constantly. It's the major topic really for cheap toys is how many colors are there and which colors are which. And so I'm going to go through them because what we'll be doing is putting this chain together and putting them in this case. And I'm not going to read this chart to you, that would take too long, but I will just show you each toy color that's possible and talk about the ones that I'm missing. I'm missing a good many, but I'll explain that too. The ones I'm missing are mainly like variants of variants. So it's kind of crazy. The first thing I want to show you is this case. I've been waiting since 2010. I had this made in 2010. That's 15 years ago. Let me put the phone down here. This is solid wood. It's poplar wood. It was made by an old friend of mine named Goran Mac. Goran Mac, his real name is Jason. I won't say his last name. He's actually a candy collector. I kind of turned him into that. When I was buying this toy, which is the second most expensive cheap toy of all time, I paid $1,400 for this. I was able to purchase this because of the guy who made this case for me, because he bought my Mr. Bones candy collection at the time, one by one. And it ended up selling, I believe I made $1,500 for my Mr. Bones coffin candies. And if you look on the back, he put a coffin logo. But yeah, man, I've had this for 15 years. Oh, let me show you this, the device, the glass device. It's really cool. So on, avalanche. So you see this slot here? Let me put the phone down. You take these glass, these glass pieces. I don't know if you see that. Notice they're smudgy. I haven't cleaned them in 15 years. And they slide. Hopefully you can see that. I'm right here. You slide it all the way through. And it goes, it slides all the way down like this through there. So anyway, that's something I've been waiting all these years for. And this was custom made for Thin Lynn. Because I don't know if you knew this, but Thin Lynn is the tallest cheap toy. It's a little bit taller than Alice. And so it fits like this in the case. One thing we did also think about is to have it, just in case, to hold Novos. And so Catty Cathy's the fattest. So it actually holds Catty Cathy too. It holds them all. And so it took a lot of planning. And I had to make it 50 cell instead of 40 cell. And that's because you technically could get a chain of 50. And I'm going to explain that right now. Let's go ahead and put this together. Let me move this box. It keeps falling. All right, let me get the toys out. We're putting together the ultimate Thin Lynn chain. Could it be better? Absolutely. I think it's possible. We'll figure this out actually right now. I have my master list here. I think it's possible to get at least very close to 50 total Thin Lynns, for example. Any of the series ones. That's why I collect these so heavy, by the way. I've never been that into series 2. I do love them, obviously, but there's only 4 colors to collect. But when it comes to series 1, I think each character has 50. So let's go through that right now. And also, this is the official order of the cheap toy colors. And when I leave here from the video, I'm going to post this color wheel that I've been working a long time on. And I've been saving it for the 40th anniversary. So I'm dropping that today. My old color wheel that's been used everywhere is a little outdated. Okay, so the first color in a chain is going to be the test market magenta. Now, one thing, this holds 50, and so we're not getting anywhere close to that. So I'm actually going to start on this cell. Start on this cell and stop on this one. And so if I fill up this right here, that'll give us like basically 40 instead of 50. Okay. So anyway, so I'm putting magenta here. I'm not going to try to stand this up. It's going to fall anyway when I pick it up. But when this goes on the wall, this will eventually go on the wall. I'll have them all set up. Okay, so the first one that you would put in any color chain, and the first cheap toy color is magenta. The next one is cinnamon. So this is a UK color only. It only comes from, England, and it has little brown specks in it. You can only see that if you hold it up to the light, and you have to really look closely. Sometimes you can see it real easy in the foot, especially for Lynn. So anyway, that's the next one. Also on my color wheel that I'm posting, I put the rarity of them. And so magenta is the top rarity. It's called a super rare, we call them. But this one would be, I'm just calling it very rare. And then something like a neon is going to be just rare. Okay, the next one is got this really weird one that I got the other day from a friend of mine. But this is actually just a UK red, basically. Now, this example did come from Denmark. Notice it's bent at the feet. I'm just going to leave it like that. It's not a big deal. But this is its own color. Now, as it stands right this second, this is totally unofficial. Totally. And UK red has always been unofficial. It's probably always going to be unofficial because it's too hard to differentiate. Now, I can do it, but I mean, obviously, if you're getting toys from England, that helps in a time. Also, opening a pack that has Topps Ireland on the back of it helps, and it's, you pull a red. Okay, before I pick these next four up, let me show you what's happening. This is mold 1 light red. This is mold 2 light red. And now you can really see the difference between light red and dark red. There is a pretty big difference. You have to let your eyes get accustomed. This is mold 1 dark red, mold 2 dark red. And let me explain one more time the difference. So with Thin Lynn, you have 2 toys to always collect, because when I flip mold 1 on the back, when I flip her on the back, the copyright, we're going to be looking at her butt, should cover 3 folds of the diaper. Probably not going to be able to get you in there. I can never get close enough to show copyright variants without zooming in somehow. So anyway, you have to trust me. So on the next one, this should be copyright variant over 2 folds. So see how her diaper has multiple folds, like 1, 2, 3 ridges. Well, on some of them, the words go over 3 bumps, and sometimes they go over 2 bumps. And that's how you differentiate between mold 1 and mold 2. And what I showed you the other day, if you saw the video, and this will also blow your mind, is, for example, in this situation with light red, mold 2 is a little lighter than mold 1. Okay. Rush, you're gonna lose them. All right, let's put those up. I'm gonna go ahead and just put dark red up because it's the same situation. And just so you know, they're a little different colors, and that's consistent throughout the entire mold. Try it at home. Now, you'd have to know, the mold 1, mold 2 chart list. I've had that posted all over the internet. Anyway, here's neon red. Thank God we come to an easy one to identify, right? Clearly. This is also the easiest one to pick out of a pack. It glows. There's other easiest ones, but this is the obvious easy one. Super rubbery. It's literally made out of rubber. And that's a rare. And that's the next one. Okay, so after that, if you're just joining me, we're putting together the goat chain, the goat Lynn chain. It's not perfect, but it's the closest we'll ever get to the perfect Lynn chain. The next color, sorry, I'm looking for a list here. I think we have to put in a Novo next. Okay, so Novo comes after neon red. Now, this is official for the color list. I'm not making this up. This has been developed, okay? So this is the next color. So this is one of those Novos, right, from Canada. It floats. It came out of Series 2 packs. It's incredible. Oh, by the way, here's some hobby history. Can be found on the old UG. I traded 5 Series 2s for this. 5 Series 2s. And so if you do the math, technically, this is the most valuable cheap toy of all time. Actually, by far, because I traded 5 of these just to get this. Yeah, the guy who had this, God, he rung me up so bad. That's what I was kind of talking about. That's why I had to win the yellow one, because people just, I'll just fucking get ambushed like that. But I didn't have a choice at the time. Okay, the next one is orange. It's rubber. And it's definitely the next one in the chart, because we start going to peaches next on the color wheel. You'll see it on the color wheel when I post it. So yeah, this is a rare. It goes right there. I just want to kind of fix this here in a minute. Okay, so we're going to enter the peaches. The next one is also a rare, and this is going to be salmon. It's also made out of rubber. So it should smell different. So if you have a bag of salmon, there's a kind of a joke there. If you have a bag of salmon, of course, I'm talking about the cheap toys. The bag of these toys would smell different, literally completely smell different than a bag of, say, Dole Peach. And that's because these are 2 different materials. And see the color difference? That some of the color is so gradual, you kind of get lost in the sauce there. But when I do this, can't you obviously see a difference? And plus, this is rubber, and that's not rubber. So that helps too. And these are rare. These are, a lot of people don't talk about these because they're very, very hard to find. And that goes next. Yeah, people try to ignore salmon. They're hard to see in just lots. They're hard to pick out of people's photos. They're hard to explain to people who own them, like strangers, what they have and what's the difference. They're just pretty annoying, but I actually really find them very beautiful. They have a matte quality to them that some of these other ones, you can see the glint coming off of these, that salmons don't. And plus they're rubber, plus they're rare. They're more fun to collect. They're definitely orangey. Okay, so the next one is going to be Canadian Peach, which is Canadian milk. Now, I denote mine by putting stickers on the bottom because they are hard to find. But when you see them in lineups, to me, for someone like me, they're easy to spot. Plus, when you're buying cheap toys from Canada and there's aquas in the lot, then probably you've got a bunch of milks in the lot. So that's what this is. Canadian milk. Okay, it's backwards. Okay, next up. Okay, I'm going to do this kind of thing I did with the reds. So the next one is going to be Bubblegum Peach, Mold 1, Mold 2, Dull Peach, Mold 1, Mold 2. Okay? That way I can just go ahead and pop them in for time's sake. Fucking hands are swelling. It's hard to... Almost don't even care anymore. Okay, I'll set this up, guys. Here in a minute. Before I leave, we'll get this set up pretty. Okay. So the next one here. So what I did, I hurried up and I did Dull Peach or Bubblegum and then Dull Peach. The next one here is a super hyper rare, unofficial rubber peach. I've shown these many times. This will make your eyes bleed, kind of like that scene in Misery where the guy his ankle gets broken. Peaches should not do this. Russ, where'd you get a peach that's made out of rubber? Yeah, I have other ones too. They're extremely rare. Rubber peach. They're also lighter than Dull Peach, but I'll spare your brain. You can see it right there, how light it is. Okay. Next up is one that's completely opposite. It's hard as a brick because it's from England, and this is called UK Peach. These float. They're rare. Nothing beyond that, though. You can definitely find them if you... Okay, anyway. So where are we at? UK Peach. Yep. And then the last peach is... oh, no. Yeah, kind of lost here. What is this? Oh, this. I'm sorry. I know what this is. Okay, so this is from that Denmark lot. So this is like a UK peach, not the floater. We don't have a name for it. It's super unofficial. I did show in that video how all the peaches from that lot were different, and I've seen this before with other UK lots, so, European lots. But anyway, for now, can we just move on? So it goes there. It's not worth the discussion, to be honest, for this context. The next one is going to be the beautiful neon yellow. By the way, when you're finding these, they come in different shades because people have exposed these to sunlight. We call it UV damage, and they'll go through all spectrums of yellow shades all the way down to pissy yellow brown. But this is probably quite near the top. We call this pack fresh or undamaged, bright. It goes by different names. It's just a really bright one, right? Look at that one, singing through the shadows there. Now the next one is actually going to be sunshine yellow. So there we go. Happened to kind of fall in the middle of the pack, so that's really awesome. So here we go. And it goes right here. Somewhere. Okay, so the next one is, let's see. Oh, then we have also Novo Green comes next in the color wheel. So this is from Canada. It floats, and it came out of Series 2 packs. We don't know why. We don't know why these came with Series 2s. God, thank God I remember this. Can I show you this real quick? So, just to be clear, I'm sorry, I promise I can put this back real quick. Just so everyone can understand what's going on here. So the reason these are rare, they came in Series 2 packs because these aren't Series 2s. These are Series 1s. Why did they come in the packs? We don't know. But they're the exact colors of Series 2s, right? Just so you know what's going on. So they're very rare. We don't know why they made these in Novo colors, but they did. And they were just randomly put in these boxes. Over here on my thing here, I have total of 37 Novos currently, and 19 of which are S1s. Is that the record? No, not at all. Now the S1s, absolutely, that's a record. But total Novos, I mean, there's a guy who has some for sale. I think he has 43. So let me put the phone down. These up real quick. Okay, next up. So we're into the greens. Without looking, you can obviously tell if you know what they are. This is a Canadian aqua. I call these Canadian milk, from the family of Canadian milk. Maybe you can start to see why you might call the Canadian ones milky. Does it look milky? To me, it does. They kind of glow. They just look soft. I swear the edges are softer, like the ridge. I'm talking about the physical tactile ridges of the toys. I swear they're softer on these than they are on these other ones. It's some other vinyl. And so what I'm also saying, though, is on wherever the other one is, where's the Canadian milk peach? Maybe this one? I don't know where it is. I'm saying that it has that same milky aura. Okay, anyway, she goes there. Next up, I'm just going to hold it up, is going to be another aqua that we have. It's another rare one. It's a floater from England. It goes right here. I'm having to kind of bend over, pause, to put these in. Okay, next up, we have another one of those situations. So this is going to be, I'm having to look on a chart. Is that the Denmark? That's the Denmark. Yeah, okay, I put it there. All right, so what we have is, this is your light greens, mold 1. And what I'm saying is, on the back, I mean, it's a fact. On the back, her copyright goes over all 3 bumps on this toy. And on this toy, it goes over 2 bumps. Now, to you, is that two different toys? It should be, because they're literally physically two different fucking toys. Even though they're the same color, they're two different toys. On one, the copyright is literally printed or embossed or whatever differently. All right. So anyway, these two are next. I'm down here. Yeah, I'm totally just going to just wait to the very end of this and set this up pretty okay. The next one is one of those UK greens. Now, I have a new name for this. I have a new name. Okay, you guys ready for the new name, what we're calling these from now on? And it's going to clear up an old controversy in the hobby. So since I've been in the hobby, there's been a lot of just confusion about pea green. Goddamn pea green. Last night I actually went into Eugene. I did just a deep dive genealogical search for the origins of pea green. I could not go back far enough. Luckily, I have a good memory. I know who started it. They were totally innocent, and they did find certainly a different toy, but they were just a little misinformed about where it came from. So let me tell you where these come from. They come from England. And I've been saying this for years and years. I've known this for a long time. So, and you saw in the Denmark lot, all the greens are pea green. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the name. From here on out, it's no longer pea. We're going to call it English pea. All right? English pea. I think it's novel because these toys are always English. And so from now on, these are called English peas. Okay? And so it clears up, is there a pea that you can find in America? There actually is, and I actually put mine out. But this is not the pea green I have out. Here it is. Is not the pea green from the lore, from the old charts, from the early part of the hobby. No, the pea they were talking about is the ones from the UK. They come out of the white circle box, and I want to change it from pea. And from now on, these are called English peas, okay? They only come out of packs that have Tops Ireland cork on them. And I do want to prove that before I leave the hobby for good. I'm going to buy, hopefully, some UK packs if I can find them. There's none for sale currently. And I'm going to pull one of these fucking English peas out of a pack from England, okay? And just fucking prove it. I'd love to do that for everyone. Now, there's a new development. Now that this is officially solved, I actually do not own the master set anymore. Now, I think we can grandfather me in, and because I didn't know, it's sort of like, will the Native Americans go to heaven? They didn't know Jesus. Yeah, we'll let them in, right? So I still have the master set, but just technically I'm missing English pea Alice of all ones. And there's another one I'm missing. I can't remember. I have it written down. So I'm going to have to find those. Okay, the next one is... I don't know. It's just... Oh, this is just lime. Okay, this is lime green. Okay, very good. Lime green. I'm going to put the phone down. I'm getting dizzy. I'm not even watching. The next one, just trust me, I'm holding up. This is the old pea green. Listen, you can find variant greens, and I have a consistent set of these. Basically, what these were mislabeled the whole time. They're just, I don't know what's going on. There's still mysteries in the hobby, but basically this is an off-color lime green, I think. God, I do not want to call these American peas. I do not want to do that. I wish these would kind of go away, to be honest. And I just wish we could just have English pea. I can't believe I'm saying something like that, but even I get annoyed with some of these sub-variants. Next one is neon green. Very easy to pick because it's made out of rubber. And it smells different. Okay. And these can be sometimes pretty annoying to find too. These are another ones that people will have and they don't even know they have it. And you're trying to explain to them that they have it. But you're not even like 100% sure yourself, but you're like 90% sure. So it can get kind of annoying in there. So now we're to the blues. Make sure we didn't skip any. Yeah, I think I got most of them. Yeah, I got all the Lynn's down. I got this one waiting for the end. She goes on the end, if you didn't know. Okay, so the next one is bright blue. Yes, one of my favorite colors is bright blue. So bright blue, if you didn't know, it's basically, it would be like a dark blue, but it's brighter, and they're wetter. They're noticeably wetter. So if you look at the gloss on them, that's what I'm talking about, they have a wet appearance. It's almost like Topps put a glaze or... So anyway, that's bright blue. Beautiful, underrated color. Almost all collectors do not collect bright blue. This is just something I do. Now, I was tipped off by bright blue in 2008 by Clint Coleman. You may have bought things from. I think we all have. Next up, you can see my little markings. This is going to be a Canadian milk blue. I can tell you through the camera, for some reason, the blues do not look pretty this morning. It's just randomly. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so it's prettier than it looks. But anyway, so this is a Canadian milk. Maybe you can see that it's maybe a little softer than the last one, for example. I see a difference when I'm holding them. Okay. Oh, God. And... yeah, we're down to the final 6. This will go here. Man, look at that difference. So the next one is going to be, I'm on the back page, sky blue. Before I end this, I'm going to tell you what, we're going to count this together, I guess we will, or something, how many possible ones you can find for any character. But anyway, this is sky blue. So this is dark, these are dark blues, mold 1, mold 2. Okay. Again, on one of them, on this one, the mold goes across 3 bumps. On this one, the mold goes across 2 bumps. Even though they're the same color, to me, that's 2 different toys, right? And if you look at it, there are different colors, slightly different colors. And if you were to put your dark blues in the different mold rows, you would see that each row is different than the other row. I think I switched these backs. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, this one's hard as a rock. This is from the UK. This is a floater, a rare. It's called UK Blue. This is electric blue. It's see-through. It's made out of rubber. It smells a little fishy. Not joking. It actually, these rubber ones, these neons smell fishy compared to the other ones. And then the last one is Novo Blue, which has been my favorite toy for a very long time. It's just amazing. Love that one. Okay. Okay, so we're going to set this up. I'm going to tell you which ones I'm missing, or I'm just going to tell you how many that you can find out there. Is it possible to, for example, fill up this whole frame? I think it is. We're going to figure that out right now. So what do we want to do first? Let's just, I think while I set this up, I can maybe multitask and talk about it. We're going to try it. Okay. What's a good view? Shit. Okay, so we'll just try it. So when you get, okay, so what's missing? I don't think anything's missing in red. I might have to do this, to be honest. Okay, so here's the deal. Neon red, my phone's blurry. Neon red comes in both molds. So I could go around to all the collectors. I'm not going to do this, don't worry. I could go around to all the collectors and say, hey, would you look at Lynn's butt? how many molds do you have? Because I'm looking for, I don't even know which one this one is. I'd have to look at it. So technically, I should have 2 of these. Because, and that's not the same. Not everyone has 2 molds, only some of them. That's how I cracked the code, by the way, back in the day. Some sets have only 1 mold. So it was easy for me to, that was the Rosetta Stone for me to figure out the mold sets. But this one happens to be 2. I should have 2 of these. And so right there, I could put the other one here, for example. All right, so yeah, I promise to set this up as I go. Okay, so orange, no. Orange only comes in mold 1. You'll never find a 2-fold Lynn. Okay. Salmon only comes in mold 1. There's no such thing as a mold 2 Lynn. Russ, are you challenging me? No. I mean, yeah, but you're not going to find one. I've looked. I mean, every salmon, every orange, like all the toys, like you can turn them over and they always are mold 1. I'm just going through here. Okay, UK Peach. Man, I'm getting worried. I'm not sure this is even possible. So UK Peach only comes in mold 2. I don't even know which one that is. Maybe, yeah, this one's really hard. It must be this one. So this is the only possible one you can find. God, it'd help if I used my right hand. Pause. Okay. Okay, neon green. Here's one. Both. So technically, I don't even know where it is. Got them way down here now. Technically, there's 2 of these out there. I don't even know which one this is. I mean, you have to get in there to look. So I don't think I'm willing to do that. I have my own boundaries and limits. Anyway. Because how annoying would that be for a rare? Like, it's easy for common because, like, I can just gamble on them. I'll buy big lots of them. But, damn. Yeah, I cannot multitask. I'm sorry. Let me just set these damn things up. Then we'll talk. Okay. Great. Oh, shit. Yeah, beautiful case, man. I've been dying to use this. It's unfortunately gotten scratched randomly over the years in storage. So I'm going to fix some scratches. But that's what it looks like. That's what mine looks like, at least as it stands today. I think, obviously, I can maybe find a couple to fill that in. Maybe put some Novos on the side or something, some other ones. I don't think I have any... I'm fucking sweating on this thing. I don't think I have any custom lens or anything. But as far as what's possible, so now I can just focus on this. So there are technically 2 neon reds to find. There's technically 2 neon greens out there to find. So that would give me 2 extra ones is what I'm saying. Give you 2, yeah. Green, both, what the fuck? Yeah, I made this chart in 2009. So it's been a while. I thought this would be more something. I'm missing a page or something. What's going on? Neon yellow. Oh, okay. Here's the deal. I don't even have data on neon yellow, or at least I didn't back then. I'm not sure. I guess I don't know if these come in 2 different molds or not. I don't guess I ever figured that out. I want to say they do though. There are certain ones that are much easier to see than this. One, I'll just tell you, is Alice Island. It's very easy to find the different molds. You would look on the top of her head, and sometimes on one it says 1986 like it's supposed to. On the other one it says 4986. Like, yeah, so, and I can't even fucking read this. My eyes are pretty bad this morning. I get double vision. All right. Well, guys, I'm a little spun out here. Not really sure what to talk about. We can look at this real quick. So, yeah, I brought out the big guns. If I ever bring out the box art, something big's going on. So this is the best we have for cheap toys. We do not have the final art. It was lost back in the 80s. Or just no one's seen it since the 80s. Hopefully it's not lost. Obviously, if that ever shows up, that would be a big deal. But this is what we call the A color rough. So Thomas Monk, he does multiple color roughs. And so this is the A color rough, meaning the best one. So after he does his color roughs, he'll number them or letter them A, B, C. And so you always want to go for the A's because they have the most detail, because he's closer to doing the final art. So that's the best we have. Back in the day, I want to say 2008. When did I buy this? It's all covered up. This is his first sketch of cheap toys. This is his first just stab at it. But this would technically be like a pencil rough, I guess. I don't know what he calls it. Yeah, pencil rough. It's down there. So that's the first pencil rough. Instead of getting the second pencil rough, the better one, I wanted the first time he went for it. So that's why I bought this one instead of there's one a little bit better, but I wanted his first time he ever sat down to draw this. And this was not for sale. I had him look for this. That was actually my first interaction with Mr. Monk when I first started out collecting. I asked him, could he please go and find his first one? And then he had to put them in order because he had other ones that he found. And I was like, I want the very first one you ever drew. And so that was it. By the way, this is not Slobby Robbie. Now, I've called him that over the years because he mostly resembles Slobby Robbie. But a lot of people don't know this, and I think you'll really enjoy this. But if you look at this character, he has a twist tie on his head because he's a human garbage bag. So Slobby Robbie, the kid Slobby Robbie, he's just a fat character who's overeating and he's breaking a scale. That's the gag. So this is not Slobby Robbie. This is a totally different character. And he's a human garbage bag kid. So basically he's eating all these little, kids or whatever. And that's why he's fat. And Tom Bunk also said that this represents Brooklyn. This was a scene that he would see in Brooklyn, just kind of like between these old buildings. To me, they look kind of industrial, maybe like the old Tops building. And, New York was notorious for their dumps. I always think of like Fat Albert, by the way, like the cartoon Fat Albert. They had sort of a dump scene. It might have been New York. I don't know. Maybe Chicago. I'm not really sure. But so that's what inspired that. But in the first rendition, not too much detail there. I guess he's kind of committing to that garbage bag kid. This is the Series 2 box. Mine does not have a lid. But I bought this very early when I started collecting, so I got lucky on that. Still love it. I didn't pay much for it. The Novo bag should be in here somewhere. The reason mine's a mess, it's not archived, is because it was archived, but I took photos. Yeah, here's the Novo bag. Let's do this real quick. This might be fun. Let's put Sunshine Lynn in this bag, because this is the bag that she came out of. Not the exact bag, but the Series 2 bag, if you didn't know. So all these sitting out here, even though you might see Brett Sweat, wait, he came out of this bag. Yeah, that's why these are so rare. We don't know why Novo Bonbon did this. So anyway, this is what it looked like originally when some kid pulled this out of the pack. Imagine seeing that. Wow. Now your view would be blocked a little by the candy. So Series 2s came with a different style candy. We call this garbage candy. These originally came in little garbage cans. That's another Tops product. So my bag is partially open, unfortunately. But anyway, you get the point, hopefully. And there should be a checklist This video is taking too long, and I don't give a shit. Might be my last video for a while, by the way. All right, anyway, so here is the checklist. Beautiful checklist. These typically run you about $150 a pop. The bags, like the same. So this whole Insomnal, the candy is extremely rare. I'm not sure what that would cost you, actually. I bet just the hardware to make this pack, I'm talking about the pack and just the inserts, you're talking easily $400. I'm not even talking about the toy. So anyway, that's what it would look like. It would also have a twist tie. Now, Novo Bonbons, here's my twist ties. The Novo ones are those. They're a little lighter. I don't want to twist this on here, to be honest. So the common ones from the US are these, but the Novo ones are the light ones. They're also a tiny bit shorter. Yeah, some kid found this maybe in Toronto, maybe 1989, something like that. Toronto. All right, guys, what we want to look at. So that's it. A lot of these are my commons. These are customs. I have another bag that I keep my rares in. The reason these look like this is because I fool with these all the time. I can't really archive them yet. I've never been able to like truly archive my toys, cheap toys at least, because I just constantly playing with them and photographing them. So I just usually just keep them in little bags, little baggies, and that's just kind of been my setup this whole time. Total, not sure how many I have total. Certainly around 400, I would say the range. All right, my dog's barking. I think that's my postman. Any questions? I can't see any questions. I never can anyway, so hopefully no one's asking me anything. Or maybe you can, but I can't answer them. Just understand. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, that's definitely my postman. I can hear him. Okay, well, guys, yeah, let's just put her back, and I'll get you one little money shot of the case. This is the best chain of all time that's ever been put together. I know it sounds like I'm bragging, but oh well. And we can put these in real quick. These are the glass slats. I'm not hanging this up right now because I'm going to have to figure out a way to get these to stand. But basically, that slides down. I thought it was pretty genius how he did it. It does take away some of the clarity. But I think with proper lighting. Now, you would never want to put, natural light on this, from the window, ever. Keep these out of sunlight. Why is that not going in there? But LED lights is perfect. I mean, most people use that anyway for energy saving. Okay, anyway, I can't get them in there right now. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Not sure what else I want to talk about. Oh, watch out for the color wheel drop here in, I guess, a little while. I need to go get a coffee, but I'll be back. I'll be posting that across different groups so everyone can use it from now on. I think my old color wheel got lost to time. By the way, you can steal the color wheel. It's not copyrighted. It's not anything, like, just use it. You can even switch out toys on it, just however you want to use it. All right. That's all I got. Is there something I want to discuss here? We do have... Guys, I feel like more people might see this video than some of my normal ones, so I want to make sure I cover everything. If you have this almanac, I put some cheap toy information in there. I put the checklist. The price guide. Pea green is now going to be called English pea. So that needs to be changed. The rest are fine. The prices are all jacked up now. They all need to be changed. But I don't think they're going to make another almanac with the price guide, but I'll check with them. Also, if you do get this issue, you can see my stuff in there. That's when I was on TV for Cheap Toys. So in my episode, I have all the cheap toys laid out. There's the Series 1 chain at that time. Now I have 19, so it'd come out to here somewhere. The Mona Lisa of Cheap Toys. This one. It's our best one. What could be out there that could beat Sunshine Yellow? Maybe a prototype we don't know about. Maybe a character that they canceled for maybe one of the series. I think those are out there somewhere. Surely they did some characters that weren't used. I'm thinking Nasty Nick for sure. In fact, I have it. Someone told me that they actually made a Nasty Nick. And then also in the back of this issue, I wrote an article with the maker of Cheap Toys, Mark Newgarden. He's the co-maker of it. He's the one that did the packaging style and just the concept of the product concept. Like, he thought of it, is what I'm saying. All right. So that's your quick guide to cheap toys. Now, this was also repeated in the following one. So if you get the next one, I don't know where it is. Let's see. Yeah, maybe this one. Yeah, this one. The cheap toy one is in there. Again. No changes. All right. So have fun collecting these and good luck. You guys, I'll see you around, okay? And Russ Van out. Whew.